Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be rebuilding every VCT Pacific team. Um, in this video is a little bit different from what I was planning. I was planning on going through and making videos about every team. I've already made one about Team Secret, but I was going to do one about Gen.G, RRQ, Global, Talon, and Detonation. But I decided to make a change in plans here. I'm going to be doing one video on all of Pacific, which is this video, and then probably later in the week or early in the week next week, doing a whole video on EMEA. And after that, I'm going to be doing like just small recap videos of other tournaments, like off-season stuff. And then I'll be getting into my deep dive series on every team towards the end of the off season, like just before the season starts. Don't know exactly what the timetable will be on that, but that will be coming. I just also Zeta was another team that I was going to do a rebuild video on. But I don't know, the timetable just didn't work out for this. I was trying to do it like every other day for a month, and I just got really burnt out. And also, I have other stuff to do, so I'm gonna be spending more time just doing other stuff while also making a decent amount of content. Because for me, it was either make all the content ever, just every other day, every new video, or none. And over the past like couple weeks, it's been none. So I'm gonna try to get some more middle ground in there, and start this, and maybe not start the series, finish the series here, and then be able to start making other videos and working on other content. So I know it's probably a little bit disappointing, a little disappointing for me as well, because this is the series that I looked forward to the most. But I still get to share my teams with you guys that I thought were pretty good. And Pacific might have been the most fun to rebuild. EMEA was definitely the least because I didn't have a ton of knowledge going in. And I, looking at the teams now, I feel like they were the furthest away from what actually happened. But yeah, regardless, if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Really helps me out. This is also what I think the teams should do, not what I think they will do. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, so here's the spreadsheet that I used to kind of just organize my thoughts on this. So I'm just going to be using the 10 teams here. I didn't really think too much about bleed. I tried to do it and I'm like, I didn't scout enough players to have an 11th team here to rebuild. So I just stuck with the 10 teams here like I did for Americas. With Paper X, I replaced Jing, who we had to let go, obviously, because he's going to the military, with Dubstep, who obviously didn't play too much Rays. I talked about him in the Team Secret video a lot, but I think can fill in that role pretty well, and is a very good player. I originally had Blaze King in that role, but I decided to put him on Team Secret instead, also because that would swap Forsaken onto more of a duelist, like flex kind of role, and I just didn't think that was really best the best move for this team, to like get less aggressive. So I just brought in another duelist player to kind of fill that void. And then DRX, I'm bringing in Foxy9 full time and getting rid of RB, who I think is one of the most overrated players right now. Like, yeah, he plays a bunch of different agents, but doesn't make him very good at those agents. Like, I don't think he was great for this team, other than maybe some Pacific games, like in the regular season at points. I think he's still the worst player on this team. And I'm going to be swapping Buzz over to more of a Sentinel role where he was better, in my opinion, even though I do like him on Duelist. And I'm just going to give Foxy9 an opportunity to develop, which this team has not given him at all. I think he can be good, but I'm still holding out a little bit on him. I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but I also think he was very good. And then T1, we're going to be dropping... Who did I drop here? Oh my god. Wait, am I dumb? Oh, Carpe. We're dropping Carpe here. And we're moving Zeta over to more of an initiator, like Sova Sky role, where he played on Cloud9. and then just keeping everything else the same while bringing in Izu, who they brought in real life to play flex. Now, I think Izu's going to be playing smokes on this team because they got rid of Ban in real life, but I was fairly high on Ban all year. I still believe in him. Even though he didn't have some great games towards the end, I still think he was a fine smokes player. And I don't know. I didn't really feel like there was a better option. And while Izu is a very good rifle player, I don't really think smokes is the role for him. I think flex really fits his skill set where he's still entering when he plays Jet. He's still like doing all that kind of stuff, but his opping was really bad. And I just didn't love his Jet utility entirely. Um, but if he can learn to play other agents, like whether it be the Omen, like the Smokes, which he's going to be playing in real life, or the Flex here, um, I think he should be fine for this team. The only player that I am kind of on keeping is Munchkin, but I didn't really have a good replacement for him, so I kept him here. Now I could have gone like more English speaking instead of like Korean players, but whatever. I don't. I just assumed that they were going to stay Korean, and they did not in real life. So should be interesting to see the real life roster. I'll do more videos on the rosters when they come out officially. But now on to, I mean, I'm not going to talk about Team Secret since I already made the video. Go check out that video if you want to hear me talk about them. As for Zeta, we're going to be keeping Depp, Laz, and Sugar Zero, which they're doing in real life, it seems. With Laz playing that more Sentinel role where he can play the chamber at the same time. We're going to bring in Tonbo, who in the process of this series, like within the past like couple weeks, I watched him absolutely destroy people in the Japanese qualifier for Red Bull Homegrounds, and I'm like, you know what? I'll throw him in there because I thought he was so good. He reminded me a lot of Bianc from BLG. Who else did he remind me of? There was another comparison that I had that I can't remember. I'm gonna try to find it here while I'm talking. Um, then we brought in Crystal, who played for Scars. He was their IGL, and he was unreal. Like when I was told that he was the IGL for this team, I genuinely didn't believe it. That's how good of an individual this guy is. Now, if they wanted to stick with Laz as an IGL and bring in Crystal as a normal player, I don't really have an issue with that um, in this world, but I do feel like he led that team fairly well. Now, again, Laz did the same thing with Zeta, so it's really either one. I just put Crystal here to do that. Also, I just can't talk while looking at something else. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. I can't find the comparison that I made there. I feel like I had a better one than Bianc, but he did remind me of Bianc, especially when BLG was playing NRG. They seemed like very similar players, which is a very good thing. So I'm really high on Tonbo. Uh, a lot of people probably have not heard of him, but he did seem very, very good. And then Gen.G, I have keeping Meteor and King, which they only kept Meteor in real life, which was kind of weird. And then bringing in Carpe, who I still thought was really good. I just wanted to make a change on T1, and he was the odd man out, which kind of sucked. It's not like I'm putting Zeta on Sentinel or anybody else on Sentinel realistically on that T1 roster. Um, but yeah, Carpe brought in here as the initiator player. Um, Again, a player that I was fairly high on, very mechanically talented, just needs to learn the game a little bit more. Um, and yeah, I think he'll keep getting better. Akame, very, very, very good flex player. Or was he a duelist? Oh my god, I don't remember. Regardless, I was extremely impressed with him. He was either an initiator player moving to flex now or a duelist player moving to flex. I'm pretty sure. That could be wrong. Um, I probably should have looked at that before the video. And you know what? I'm gonna stop here for a second and go check that. All right, so I straight up lied. He was an incredible player for Jadeite, who was a Japanese team, but he is Korean, so that's why he's on this team. Um, he just was straight up a flex player. I didn't remember that at all, apparently. But yeah, he was very, very good. Just really good with his utility, great aim, all that kind of stuff. Just a really good flex player, should fit into this team very nicely. And then Exy, who I swear I remember him from somewhere else, but he was on the D plus Kia team, uh, who made Pacific Ascension, and I thought he was their best player. Lakia wasn't super impressive to me, neither was Allow. Um, and yeah, I thought he was just very, very good and a very solid smokes player, and should fit into a Korean team very nicely, and honestly should be on any Korean team. He might be the second best Korean smokes player, which might be a hot take. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. That should be an interesting take to break down. Obviously, Mako was the best, and it's not close. But I think Xe is maybe not right there with him, but maybe around like Sugar Zero, who is a very solid smokes player. And then onto RRQ, where we just have the same roster, but Famous, the duelist for Bleed, not Bleed, for Boom, coming in here. Uh, Less changes than they're making in real life, but still very, very good changes here. Um, I mean, the changes in real life are very, very good. I really think they're making good improvements there. I just thought this team fit really well together, and it did kind of feel weird getting rid of EJ, but regardless, Famous is just a straight up upgrade here, and the rest of the roster does feel very good. Um, as for global, we were keeping Texture, Aaron, and Monye, and bringing in Shiro, who is an initiator player. I forget what team he played for. That's going to make me upset. But we're going to be moving Texture back to Duelist, Aaron back to Initiator, bring in Shiro to play Initiator, and then RB to play Flex here. Actually, give me 1 second. I'll move that over and look for Shiro while I talk about this team. And then Monye obviously staying on Smokes. I thought, oh, wait, no. Wait, is RB? Yeah, okay. And then you could move Aaron or RB between Smoke, or not, Sentinel and Flex if you wanted to, if Aaron really wants to play that Flex while he's IGLing. Um, oh, yeah, okay. That's where Shiro was from. But yeah, Texture was playing the Sentinel a lot last year, which he was good at, but I don't like. Um, I feel like just putting him on Duelist is so much better for him. I've been so high on this guy for so long. He would be the only player I would watch in Korea before international events, where it would be like the Damwon Kia games and the DRX games. Everything else I just wouldn't care about, for good reason, because Korean Valorant is hell, and I hated even watching any Korean teams play, let alone just some regional teams, and then also the D plus Kia games at Ascension. It was all painful to watch. Those teams all suck. I don't know what's wrong with this region. Um, but yeah, anyways, uh, he's very good. I'm extremely high on him. I hope he gets a duelist slot on a team, but he's signed to Gen.G, who already has Meteor, so that's not happening. I think it's if he plays flex for that team, they're trolling. I just want him to play Sentinel or duelist and nothing else. Aaron, I still think is a very good IGL and should continue to be for this team. Um, I think it's kind of troll that they're completely resetting. Um, but they did lose their best player in Monye. Um, so I don't think it's horrible, but I really think Aaron is a better IGL than whoever the hell is going to be IGLing for that team, whether it's Benkai, whether it's Russ. Um, I have a lot of faith in Aaron as a player. Shiro, I figured it out. He is the initiator for Boom. And yeah, he was very good. I probably should have looked at this a little bit more and reminded myself who all of these players are. beforehand, but whatever. Um, yeah, he was extremely good. I was really impressed with him and would fit into any franchise team really nicely right now. And then RB, everybody knows about RB. Talked about him a little bit earlier. Some of the bad things, but also he's still a franchise level player. Like you can't say that. And I think he's even a like for a team not named DRX, he would be a major upgrade. Like you could have said, "Oh, okay, RB goes to T1," and I would have been like, "Sure." Maybe RB should have been playing Sentinel for T1. Actually, maybe that's the one way that I could have done it. Um, but he'll be playing Flex for Global here in my world. And then Meunier, who was incredible last year, that I talked about a little bit earlier. He's going to be going to Paper Rex in real life. But yeah, he is very good. Not too much to say about that. I don't love the fact that he's going to be replacing Jing in terms of roles, but I'm sure that team will figure it out. And then as for Talon, we'll be keeping Garnets and Cruz. Cruz, who I thought was a pretty good smokes player, but not the best IGL. Is just going to be stepping down from that role, but staying on smokes. Garnet, very good duelist player. I thought played pretty well in most of their games when he did play. I'm pretty sure there were some regular season games where he didn't play. Garnets. Yeah, he didn't play week 3. He didn't play. Um, okay, he just didn't play week 3. I don't know why that was. Um, I think there were some maps he didn't play as well, which is weird, but whatever. And then we're gonna be bringing in Benkai from Paper Rex, who got brought into Global in real life. Tesseract, very, very, very good initiator player from was it Orangutan? It was. Yeah, he was extremely good. Alert, the duelist player for I think it was Xerxia. I just didn't love his opping or his duelist play in general. I think he could make a transition similar to what Izu is doing in this world for T1. Maybe a Asuna-esque transition to Flex, um, where he'll just be a lot better, in my opinion. And if you can get cracked aimers on roles that are good for them and develop them into better players, I think that will just be good for your long-term outlook for a team. And then DFM, complete roster reset here. Um, if they don't do this in real life, they're trolling, in my opinion. Maybe they keep one player. Don't know. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they just completely reset because there was not a bright spot on that team to me. Um, but regardless, we're gonna be bringing in Jemkin here. Amazing duelist player, just so good. Um, the only thing that I don't love about him is his opping, but you can live with that when his entering is so good and he can play all of the duelists. Um, yeah, he's just so good. He reminds me a lot of something, which is very high praise. And then you have Heroine, who I think is rumored to go to Zeta right now, which kind of sucks because I want Laz to play Sentinel on that team. But he'll probably end up playing Initiator and they'll be fine. But Heroine is so, so good. He reminds, like, I've had so many players in the series, whether it be Heroine, whether it be Besney, whether it be, I think there was one more that I've said remind me of less, just straight up. And he is the best by far. He could genuinely come in here. I mean, he should come in here and be at least a top 2 Sentinel player. Um, Obviously, don't count Forsaken as a real Sentinel player here because I just had to put roles in, and these are the best ways I could define it. Being Duelist, Sentinel, Initiator, Flex, and Smokes, and then IGL. Um, this is the best way I could define Paper X's roles, but you can think of it any way you would want. But I think he should be probably top 2, if not 1, next to Blaze King in this world. Maybe Laz gets in there. But yeah, he's incredible. Yoshi, the initiator player for Scars, was also very good. I didn't watch a ton of his Sova, so maybe that could be an issue for this team. But overall, he was very good for that team as well. JoJo, the IGL and Flex player. I believe it was for Northeption in 2022. I don't remember what team he was on this year, but that team was okay. And I think he should be an upgrade to whatever they had last year in terms of IGLing, um, and just give them a bit more structure. And then Torneko, who was the smokes player for Scars. As you can tell, I was very high on Scars, um, getting Chemkin, Yoshi, Torneko, and Crystal. Um, I think that was it. All in tier one. I love that team so much, and I think all their players should have an opportunity in tier one to kind of make a name for themselves. Especially Crystal. Uh, I think he's the one that stands out the most to me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of all of these rosters in the comments below. Uh, and yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I will be doing this for EMEA, which I think was my worst teams, especially having watched some of the talent coming out. Like that's being brought in real life. I think some of those players are better than the players that I've put there. I might make some changes before the video, now that I've watched those players, but we'll just have to see. And yeah, you can see those rosters in my next video. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Also, actually, before I do that, um, I will be streaming on Twitch at some point on the day that this is uploaded. I don't know when. It's probably going to be a couple hours after because I'm probably going to be uploading this at 9, and then I'll wake up at like noon or 1 because that's just how my sleep schedule works right now. But yeah, you can go check that out. I'll probably be watching some players that I haven't watched that got picked up in real life. That or losing my mind in ranked, or maybe playing Minecraft. We'll see. But regardless, I'll be talking about a lot of VCT news on that stream. So if you want to go check that out, do that. You can also join my Discord. I'll probably be posting that I'm live in there and on Twitter. So just go follow me on everything. All those links are in the description. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.